Hey guys, what is up? It is Jimmy here. Today I have a new gun for you guys, and this is the LEGO FG-42. So, this gun has taken a pretty long time to make actually. It was a pretty hard build as well because I've actually never made this gun before. And I do think it turned out pretty good actually for at least my first try at making this. So, yeah, we'll just start going over it from the stock. So the stock is 6 wide. I did probably want to make it 5 wide instead, just so it wouldn't be so extremely big. But it is what it is. It does have a lot of slopes on the top. It has this kind of shaping on there. The bottom part is built with a couple of brackets, so I can mount it sideways instead. We have the piece that kind of clamps the wooden part to the steel part. We have the lower. I'll take out the magazine real quick here. So the lower has the safety. So it has a safety and a fire sector. So the safety is right back here. So now it is on safe. You just pull it down and then it is on fire. And then from here you can choose between full automatic and semi-automatic. So you're just supposed to pull this out and then click it into holes, but I can really get that to work with this, and it wouldn't really work the same way anyways. As you can see, we have some stud transitions here, going from 4 wide to approximately 5 to 6 wide, using some brackets and tiles. We have a few studs here, just for detail. They're actually all over this gun, at least on the receiver. On the grip, we have a few screws as well. This is supposed to be wood, of course, but I didn't have any of the pieces that I used here available in light gray. But it is a super comfortable and super sturdy grip. The grip can actually hold up the whole gun, which is pretty impressive. We have the working trigger and, of course, the trigger guard. So the trigger works on a swivel, much like my M3 grease gun. The trigger actually swivels instead of going back into the gun. We have the Magwell, which was probably one of the trickiest parts of the whole gun, one of the reasons why it took a super long time to make this. So, as you can see, the magazine release is built sideways. It's built with a couple of brackets. I bought some new bracket pieces a while back, and they have really come in handy. So, the magazine release area has a little slot that goes in there, which is where the magazine goes. It's kind of like a guide rail. As you can see, here is the extended part on the magazine. The magazine is approximately 2 by 11, I think, or 3 by 11, I mean, since it is built like this instead. We have the bullet on top, and then the kind of ridge that goes on each side. And it is really nice. It feels super good to load in the magazine as well, because it just slides right in and locks. So of course the magazine release works. The magazine would actually just fall out without it, because the magazine is so heavy and it sits smoothly in the Magwell. So only thing I don't like a lot about the Magwell is the fact that it is actually not angled as it should be. But I didn't have the pieces to do that, so it is what it is. As you can see, we have these kind of flaps here, which are our dust cover. So it's supposed to lock around the magazine release, so that when you pull the magazine release, then these just pop open, spring assisted, but it doesn't really work with this, of course. So they're just manual, and they're mainly there for looks. So we have some sloping right there. There's supposed to be some mild sloping on the sides here as well, but I didn't really have all the cheese slopes, and I didn't want to make it too overly large, so it is what it is. Here we have the massive brass deflector, which is just built with a few hinges. You can see we have some more studs for detail. You can see there's supposed to be a bit of a rounded detail here as well. And then there's a bit more complicated stuff going on here, using a couple of rail pieces because of where the charging handle is. So I'll try to find a way to hold the gun here. So it is quite a long stroke. So as you can see in the ejection port, we can actually see our magazine and our bullets. So if we take out the mag, then it will be open. So you can look through. There's a bit of friction in there right now. We have the rear sight, which sits atop a 3-wide part. So it can of course fold down so that you can put on the scope that comes with the FG-42. Here's the handguard, which should probably also have been 5-wide, but yeah, I didn't really have the parts to do it, so that's the reason why there's mostly 6 studs and 4 studs on this gun. But it does have the stopper in the back here, and the stopper on the side, which is to prevent your hand from hitting the charging handle when you're holding the gun. And of course the stopper in the front. Here we have a few holes to cool down the barrel, because the barrel runs atop right there. And the gas piston is actually right here into the barrel, which is just filled with a couple of plates on the sides to create some roundness. We have the bayonet on the bottom, which I am not super happy with. I don't think it's a super good design, but it does work, so I'll just go ahead and fold it out. So there is the bayonet folded out. We have the front sight right there, which of course folds down as well. There goes the bayonet, that's okay. And there we have the muzzle brake, which I had to go through several designs to get it correct, and I didn't really have the parts I wanted to make it look super good. But it does work for the look. It does have the cone at the end at least, so I'm pretty happy with that. Here we have the iron sights right there. They are very realistic to the actual FG-42's iron sights. So yeah. That is pretty much it. I'm super happy with the way this gun turned out. Of course, there's no tutorial for this gun because it is pretty large. It's a big gun to make a tutorial for, and I would probably want to revise it a little bit if I would do a tutorial for it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys. Goodbye.